Hey guys, this is Rich from TopTopKaboom.com, and today I'm going to show you gradient mapping in Procreate. You can take something like this that's already beautiful and awesome and turn it into a new kind of beautiful and awesome with gradient mapping. So what do we have here? Well, in my layers panel, I have just one layer, and I've merged all of my layers and artwork into this one layer so that I can apply a gradient map to the whole piece of artwork. Alright, so once you've got your layer selected, then you press on the adjustments button, go for gradient map, select layer, and here you'll be presented with a bunch of defaults. You can browse between them, and it's like, whoa, this is really cool, right? And you'll see all the way on this side, this is what I made just the other day, and whew, these things are looking really cool. You can spend hours just browsing between these things, and you can edit them and press done when you're done. But what we're going to do today is create our own gradient map. So press plus, and what a gradient map does is it basically converts your artwork or your layer to a black and white layer. It then goes, okay, all the darks, I'm going to then map you to whatever color you choose, and all the very lights, I'm going to map you to a color that you choose. And all the colors in between, well, that's where the gradient mapping term comes from. So what we can do here is say, okay, all of the super darks, I actually want you to be really red, and all of the lights, I want you to be really blue. Something like that. And then all the values in between kind of get divvied up as they get lighter and lighter. Pretty cool, right? So what we can do here is we can then add another color for the midtones, and we can make this a green. Now this is looking pretty weird, so I'm going to go and make this a little bit lighter. I'm going to make this one a little bit darker, something like that. And you can see that you can just spend hours just playing around here. That's starting to look really interesting. Perhaps we can make this like one of those super turquoise kind of a colors. If you're like, yeah, that looks great, but I'm not such a big fan of this one, what you can do here is hold it down like a long press and then release and then delete it. And we'll move that one up. And if you're not such a big fan of this one and you want all colors that are this kind of brightness and darker to be this color, well, you can just long press and delete. And there we go. And this is what I did the other day. I only had 2 gradient stops, but I pulled this one up pretty high, like so, and I didn't make it green. I made it a bluey kind of a color, and this one, I think I made it like a pinky kind of a color, or a red, or a yellow, or something like that. And so you can have a lot of fun with gradient maps. Now, so if you're like, yeah, this rocks, and you want to name it something that you can remember, just tap on this gradient word over here, and you can say rad gradient or whatever you want. Press done, and then you press done, and there we go. It's just another gradient that you can choose from. And once you're happy with that, you press on the adjustments button again, and voila, there is your beautiful artwork. And sure, the previous one was also beautiful, but now you have a really different kind of beauty there. And the good news is that you can do gradient mapping in Photoshop as well. So if you want to export your artwork into Photoshop and do some final touch-ups and effects and things like that, well, you can, and that's awesome. Alrighty, that's it. For more tutorials, classes, and all kinds of things to help you develop your creative superpowers, check out TopTopKaboom.com.